The healthcare systems globally at large are facing the same challenge of an increasing demand for healthcare and healthcare systems that are increasingly difficult to respond to that need. And they're also all faced with the challenge that it's not going to get any better. WHO predicts that there will be a shortage of 10 million healthcare workers by 2030. Already under pressure today, and the pressure is going to increase over the coming decade. The healthcare sector will also, in addition to delivering healthcare for an increasing and growing population of multi-chronic patients, will also have to deal with the challenges of climate change and the needed reductions in carbon dioxide. Here at falck, we've been serving healthcare needs for more than 100 years. We operate in two ways around the world within healthcare. Either as a partner to sort of the public systems or the governmental systems, a partner in delivering critical infrastructure, or as a supplement to the healthcare systems, delivering services conveniently to patients that the established, the big healthcare systems either don't have the capacity to or not ideally set up to deliver. That's where we play a role. falck has evolved over the past century, but we've always taken a role to make the established healthcare system stronger by us working with them. Today we operate across 20 countries. It's across a multitude of healthcare systems. We have divided our sustainability agenda in healthcare so it comes to trying to deliver more healthcare for less, with fewer resources, fewer CO2 emissions. In the future, there will be times when there is an acute need, it happens very fast, we couldn't preempt it. There is a need for an ambulance, for instance. And then we need one dispatch, an ambulance, with 2 highly trained staff. But that will be an electrical ambulance.
My part of this journey with the electrical ambulance has been as a paramedic to make it operational. This ambulance is fully operational, just as any other ambulance on the road. We had to invent some new stuff in the patient compartment. It's important to keep it as lightweight as possible.
We will expand on what we now have today of Denmark's first EU-certified ambulance that's going to be put in operation. I think quite rapidly those who are in the urban centers will be able to be electrical ambulances.
When you live in a small settlement in Greenland, you don't have access to all the medication you need. But if there's something wrong that needs specific medication, then you need to go to the hospital. By using drones, we can provide the right treatment at the right time to the patients. Also, we can transport, for example, a diagnostic sample, a blood sample, instead of transporting the patient. And that way we can save the fuel for transportation, and we can instead use emission-free technology as drones.
We can basically control the drone from all over the world. We have been flying in the southern part of Denmark from Copenhagen and also from Aarhus, a couple of 100 kilometers away. So the drone really doesn't care where I'm sitting as a pilot, as long as it has internet connection.
When we talk about preventing hospital admissions for the group of multi-chronic patients that have a high risk of needing a hospital admission, some of the technologies that are going to be applied here relates to continuous monitoring of your vital signs. Monitoring technology that allows for cheap and effective 24/7 vital sign monitoring. That's one of the technologies we already use today at falck and has a lot of potential to do something really, really good for the patients.
The emergency departments are pretty overcrowded, and they're also one of the most unsustainable places to take people to. So we're trying to see, can we divert some of those cases away from the emergency department? So the ones that aren't true emergencies, can we treat them in local communities? Can we treat them in people's homes? And that will provide, a better experience for the patient. They don't have to go and sit and wait for 5 hours before getting treated.
The best ambulance drive at all is the one that doesn't take place. So if we can preempt, that's the number one, you could say. Often in preempting, we don't need to be there face to face. In Colombia, we make a very sort of widely use of video consultations. That can be just an initial inquiry into our call center. It can be a specific conversation with a nurse. It can go to a physician. Or if you call in and you have a problem with your child is sick, there will be a pediatrician doing that, or it could be psychologist. So it's sort of a whole range of consultations depending on your medical challenge. It means that our healthcare colleagues in Colombia dramatically increase their productivity. It also means as a physician you can help more people. It means if you're one of our customers, you get the service and you get your answers more quickly. So when you look at the totality of a patient's life, from first reducing admissions, supplementing admissions with virtual consultations, taking blood tests and fly the blood test and not have them in for regular checkups, and when needed, any transportations will be done with an electric vehicle. I think when you look at the totality of that and compare it to where we are today or we were yesterday, it's going to be a quite massive reduction in CO2 emissions.
In the future, we can use artificial intelligence to crunch the enormous amount of data that is being created. We can be better at predicting admissions to hospitals. We can be better at predicting what is wrong with the patient. And we can be better at creating the right solution for each individual patient.
So what really excites me about working here at falck is that we have a possibility to rethink how healthcare is delivered. The whole motivation from having the potential to actually make such a dramatic impact in other people's lives, and then doing it with 25,000 amazing colleagues, what makes this the best job in the world.
I think one of my favorite things about working at falck is actually going out and experiencing what our frontline healthcare professionals do every day. It is truly amazing, and spending time with them, talking to them, observing them is just a massive source of inspiration for the innovation work we do. And it's also a great reality check, because you can start to think about how will this solution actually work when it's in the real world. I get excited about how do we create those small changes within healthcare but have a big impact in system change.